That's what channel 108. The other channel you need to watch, other channel you need to see. Set channels you watch, the channels I see. Don't need to impress, only to express. This is part 2 of what was talked before. Still Sunday the 19th of March 2023. Soon be Christmas 2025 and Easter 2030. So yeah, so here as human beings, I'm just talking about how being a human being, how we as human beings, our purpose is to expand our consciousness and come to higher levels of realization. We can actually come to the highest point of our existence in the human form of life. It's the only form of life that can do that. No other life form really can do that, you know. No other life form can consciously, at least consciously, raise the vibration to higher levels of frequency. I mean, we are so powerful. We are basically like demigods in our truest sense of the word. The human race was once upon a time, and I've said this in other previous videos, that powerful beings would fly, can manifest things in our mind. Before we could telepathically communicate, remote viewing. We had all those abilities, and we have those abilities still, but just buried subconsciously, and it's been we've been systematically dumbed down. We're basically like, you know, you look at these birds here, yeah, these swans and geese, ducks, they're all wild, flying about. But say for example, if you're keeping ducks in a farm, or chickens, you know, in a farm, and worse, or in worse conditions in a factory farm, they cut the beaks off, they cut the wings off, so they can't fly away, and they cut the beaks off so they don't peck each other to death when they're going mad. You can compare the human condition now as being battery hens in a big barn, all crammed in, and that barn is the world to those battery hens. They don't know anything else other than what's in the barn, and they see each other, they're going mad and pecking each other, but they can't hurt each other too much because the beaks have been taken off. They can't fly anywhere, they can't go anywhere. Even if they could fly off, they couldn't. Even if the door was open, they couldn't fly off because the wings have been clipped. It's just an example. We've had our wings clipped. We've had our the third eye, the chakras buried deep. The sixth chakra, the third eye, pineal gland. They basically stuck a red hot poker in there in the form of fluoride. But yeah, there are ways of defluoridating, decalcifying the pineal gland, should I say. And I walk around and listen to the NPCs talking to each other, and it's just chitter chatter, small talk, gossip about the jobs, about the food, about where they went, where they're going on holiday, and it's sad, and it really actually, I find it almost physically painful to listen to. It's a torture to hear the NPCs talking to each other when I'm walking amongst them. There's nothing of any substance coming out of the mouth at all. Very rare to find a human person who's actually searching for higher purpose, higher strength, higher reason to exist, higher reason to live. Very rare where you'll find that. And it's such a relief when you do meet somebody who's on the same frequency, either higher or even, it doesn't matter what frequency, as long as they're on the frequency of searching and knowing and awareness, and they're willing to learn. It's always a relief. I always for the company of those. I'm blessed to have a handful of friends, you know, we're all the same frequency, you know. We all may see things a little differently, but don't we all? And that's the nature of individuality, isn't it? But I'm blessed to have that in my life. I'm also blessed to enjoy my own company. I love to be on my own. I just love to be alone, you know. I enjoy my own company. Some people hate being alone, but I just love being on my own, you know. I just love my own company. I always have done since I can remember, since a little kid. And of course, people think you're weird. The loner, he's a loner, is it weird? He likes to be on his own. Talking to myself. But I'm so blessed in that, and it's only in later years of my life that I've realised I'm being gifted with this feeling of, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to get out on my own and walk around, go into the woods. I like the company of others, but it has to be people who are on the same frequency as me, or not same frequency, but you know what I mean. People I can relate to. Conscious people who are conscious. People can see through the bullshit, the construct that we've been, the barn, you know. You can see that we're actually being stuffed into a barn. That the world is a much bigger place and a bountiful place, a place of abundance. It's massive. This Earth plane is massive. It's bigger than they tell us. It's bigger than they say, and it's not overpopulated by far. You know, it's just if people crammed into cities. There's so much bounty here. So much, and that'll be for ours to. I won't say for the taking, but that is our gift from God. God has given us all these gifts. He's given us so much, and the powers that should not be are trying to take away what God has given us. God has given us so much abundance, so much health, so much wealth, so much power. Yet the dark ones is trying so hard to take that away from us. They want that for themselves. The good news is karma's sweet. I won't say karma's a bitch. I'd say karma's sweet. And right now, the dark ones are in their final death throes. It doesn't seem like it from an external perspective. It looks like things could get worse before they get better. It's like a disease or a zit or a boil. The boil's got to turn yellow and angry, and pus has got to burst from it. The toxin's got to burst from it, you know. Too many NPCs around here. Oh, surrounded by NPCs. It's a Sunday afternoon, isn't it? When the NPCs are enjoying their relative freedom from their monotonous jobs. It's like me, really. I've got a monotonous job. Living as an NPC, that's actually hard. When you're living amongst the NPCs and doing what the NPCs do, living like an NPC, but you're not an NPC. That is torture, but you know, that's when the comfort zone goes. Even being in the comfort zone becomes uncomfortable, because the comfort zone ain't that comfortable. The comfort zone ultimately is the least comfortable zone to be in, because it's just getting in pain. And I was saying in yesterday's video, as they restrict us and try to push us into more and more, turn us more and more into battery hens, turn this realm into a big battery farm, energy harvesting battery farm, energy farm, human farm, people farm. It's good. Ultimately, a lot of NPCs will wake up, because they'll be very uncomfortable when they have their basic freedom to move taken away from them. And glorious days are ahead, and I don't think they're far. I think the 2030s. I think the 2030s is going to be an amazing decade, actually. Really, if you could survive the 20s, if you could survive the next 5, 6, 7 years, if we can get through this, if we get through to the other side, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be fantastic. Absolutely marvellous. It's not be perfect, but it's going to be marvellous.